Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and try to set aside an ingredient of the race that we might look back on later as having been a path to finding the winner. Well, Saturday racing in Hong Kong this week, and the first race we're going to take a look at is race 3, our winning factor, the backup. Now, only a small field here, but quite an intriguing Class 2 in its own way, if for no other reason than we have a few of the 4-year-olds here perhaps hoping to take a backdoor path to the Derby. Arthur's Kingdom and Conqueror, who both have a lot to find yet on what we've seen so far, and Sea of Life, who's in terrific form as he goes into Class 2 off successive wins. And for competition, he'll meet Circuit 3 in winning form, and The Rock, who comes off an excellent last start second. But the two I really want to focus on here are Sea of Life and The Rock, and we're going to take a look at what they've been doing lately. And first of all, let's take a look at race 367. And this is Sea of Life's second successive win. This is January 24. And he's in brown and yellow colours. He sits up in the first 3 or 4 in the race, and his ability to sit on the speed looks critical to his winning of this race, as the pace wasn't strong, as you see on the heat map, just a sprint from the top of the straight, but he settles well, and then he shows really good application here. He hits the front 300 metres from home and is very determined, keeping out the challenges for the rest of the run down the home straight. Then just a few days later we went to Happy Valley. This is race 381, and what we saw here was The Rock in dark blue and white colours. He misses the jump you see in the middle of the draw, and this is the Class 2 won by Delightful Lau. The winner, he's headed towards the Classic Cup and the Derby, but we're really concentrating here on the performance of The Rock, whose slow start means that he races back in the field with the winner, who's in the red and yellow colours. And notably on the heat map, just an average pace the first half of the race, but a quick section from the 800 metres to the 400 metres, and you can see that in that section Derek Leung stays inside on the winner, sneaks through and saves ground, while The Rock, he has to go to the outside around the field doing more work, but he's still making a real race of it down the straight to just miss. So they're both excellent lead-up efforts, and fairly recent, both of them as well, and that's something we do like to see with horses. Horses who are in form and coming back to the races quickly. It means they're fit, they're well, they're healthy and sound, and all of that means a lot as we go to their next assignment. And as I always say, some trainers are better at it than others, and Casper Founds, the trainer of The Rock, is one of our best trainers at returning horses to the races quickly. Now we're going to see a graphic here, and this goes back to September 2015, and this is the top group of trainers whose horses beat the market expectations when they come back to the races after 10 days or less. Now Founds usually heads this table. He's been headed off just at the moment by Ricky Yu, who's had a couple of backup winners this season recently, and he holds the top. But Founds is always near the top or at the top of this list, consistently winning races ahead of the market expectations with horses backing up quickly. Now on the map we saw The Rock miss the start there, but that isn't normally his thing. We have to look at that, I think, as an aberration. He's normally better than that, and he's been very versatile tactically so far. We've seen him lead races, we've seen him come from the back, so he is versatile, and I think that's important because Sea of Life, we know, is going to be up handy to the pace, and I'm sure that The Rock doesn't want to be giving away too much head start to his main rival. So the tip in race 3, The Rock, his winning factor, the backup. Now I don't think there's much at all between these two horses on their form, but I'm just swayed by Casper Founds' ability to get the best out of these horses coming back to the races quickly, and The Rock last raced only 10 days ago. The other race I want to take a look at is race 10, and our winning factor here is the draw. Now this is the final race, the Class 3, 1400 metres, and I really only see limited chances here. So We Joy, he's a possibility, getting back to a more suitable course and distance this time. And the main two under discussion, I think, will be My Sugar and Romantic Combo. So our winning factor here is the draw, and that probably means that So We Joy has to be dropped out of the leading group of contenders here from barrier 12. But the other two, in gates 1 and 2, and not insignificantly ridden by our top two jockeys, are really the horses I think are going to fight the finish out. And I want to look first at their setups for a race where they met recently. And their setups for that, first of all, back to early December. We're going to see My Sugar winning in Class 4. And this was an impressive victory. He's in grey colours near the inside. And you see on the heat map, he did some work to get through to the lead in a fast second section there. And he really should have been a bit soft in the straight as a result, but he wasn't. He just keeps running and gets further in front, really, as the race goes on. A very impressive Class 4 win. Now for Romantic Combo, we're also going to go back 2 starts with him. This is to race 284. This is later in December. And you see him here from gate 13. He begins okay. Green and white colours with an orange cap, white cheek pieces. But his jockey, Alexi Bedell, doesn't have many options. He has to steady him back as others improve on his inside. And he does end up 3 wide, but with some cover, which is a little positive. But it isn't the perfect trip. And the horse who is immediately inside him in the run in pink goes on to win, while we see Romantic Combo finishing off well, trying his best, but the extra ground certainly no help to him. And that has been the story of Romantic Combo's career in Hong Kong so far. 8 starts, 5 times he's drawn 12, 13 or 14, never drawn inside 7 before. And the last time that he raced, he clashed with My Sugar, and this time both of them had wide draws in 12 and 14. So we're going to take a look at their respective performances in that race. And this is race 354. And you see they both begin quite well on the outside. Dylan Moe on Romantic Combo immediately eases back and goes back quite a long way in this case, as the pace was quite solid. While My Sugar does the opposite and presses forward. He's over racing, he gets quite keen and working himself outside the leader. So they're in very different postcodes when they come to the home turn. And My Sugar, he's already burnt his energy and is in trouble as soon as they straighten up, but he does fight on courageously. Meanwhile, Romantic Combo, he's just given away way too much start and runs on to finish alongside his rival at the post. So both beaten, neither disgraced from those wide gates, and I think crucial to the outcome of Saturday's race is that both horses now have inside barriers 1 and 2. And when we take a look at the map, My Sugar, well, he could take up a similar run style to the day that he won in Class 4, but there are other possible leaders in the race as well, and Zach Purton will get to choose his options on the run instead of having anything forced on him by the draw, as happened with Karis Teeton last start. While we just don't know what difference a draw is going to make to Romantic Combo, he gets a jockey change as well, Dylan Moe to Joe Moreira, and it's the first time Romantic Combo has had a good draw, and this time he will get a run saving some energy and staying within range of the lead. So the tip in race 10, Romantic Combo. His winning factor, the draw. I'm sure that there's going to be little between these two horses. My Sugar, we've seen what he can do with an inside draw. Romantic Combo, not so much, and he may be a considerably better proposition with this draw. I think he'll be a better price too, so I'm going to lean to him. Well, that's it from the winning factor for this week. Enjoy Saturday's racing. We'll see you next time.